Bible Stories, the Book of Genesis. The beginning of all things. The creation of the world. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and empty, and darkness covered the deep waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day and the darkness night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. God created man in his own image. He created them male and female. The Lord God formed the man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And the man became a living being. God placed the man in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. He then made a woman from the man's rib. The fall of man, the serpent, was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, "Did God really say, 'You must not eat from any tree in the garden'?" The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say, 'You must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden.'" When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband, who was with her, and he ate it. Adam made love to his wife Eve, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Cain. Later she gave birth to his brother Abel. Now Abel kept flocks, and Cain worked the soil. In the course of time, Cain brought some of the fruits of the soil as an offering to the Lord. But Abel brought fat portions from some of the firstborn of his flock. The Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering. The Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time. So God said to Noah, "I am going to put an end to all people, for the earth is filled with violence because of them." God told Noah to build an ark and to bring into the ark two of all living creatures, male and female, to keep them alive with him. The flood. Noah did everything just as God commanded him. When the waters increased, they lifted the ark high above the earth. The waters rose and covered the mountains to a depth of more than 15 cubits. Every living thing that moved on land perished. But God remembered Noah and all the wild animals and the livestock that were with him in the ark, and he sent a wind over the earth, and the waters receded. The Tower of Babel. Now the whole world had one language and a common speech. As people moved eastward, they found a plain in Shinar and settled there. But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower the people were building. He said, "If as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them." God's covenant with Abraham. The Lord had said to Abram, "Go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing." So Abram went, as the Lord had told him. He took his wife Sarai, his nephew Lot, and all the possessions they had accumulated. Sodom and Gomorrah. The outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is so great and their sin so grievous that I will go down and see if what they have done is as bad as the outcry that has reached me. Abraham pleaded with God to spare the righteous people in the cities, and God agreed to spare them if he could find 10 righteous people. But the cities were destroyed with fire and brimstone because not even 10 righteous people were found. The birth of Isaac. Now the Lord was gracious to Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did for Sarah what he had promised. Sarah became pregnant and bore a son to Abraham in his old age, at the very time God had promised him. Abraham gave the name Isaac to the son Sarah bore him. Sarah said, "God has brought me laughter, and everyone who hears about this will laugh with me." Jacob and Esau. Isaac prayed to the Lord on behalf of his wife, because she was childless. The Lord answered his prayer, and Rebekah became pregnant. The babies jostled each other within her, and she said, "Why is this happening to me?" The Lord said to her, "Two nations are in your womb." When the time came for her to give birth, there were twin boys in her womb. The first to come out was red, and his whole body was like a hairy garment, so they named him Esau. Jacob loved Joseph more than any of his other sons, because he had been born to him in his old age, and he made an ornate robe for him. When his brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of them, they hated him and could not speak a kind word to him. Joseph had a dream, and when he told it to his brothers, they hated him all the more. "Listen to this dream I had," he said. "We were binding sheaves of grain out in the field when suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Bible stories and other engaging content. Stay tuned for our next video, where we continue our journey through the Bible. Stay tuned for more stories. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for our next video.